Road Mission Control, notifying Central MCP. We have lost contact.
Yo, everybody in the back, and everybody on the sides,
Get into it.
now everybody in the front,
Get involved. Get involved. Get involved.
everybody in the back,
Get on up.
and everybody on the side,
Get into it.
and everybody in the front.
Get involved. Get involved.
I'm in the place to be. With my partisan rhyme, partisan crime, partners till the last days of time. Even when we part, we're still bound, we still sound like a #1 sound. A major part of the underground. Around this party of four is where the party is found. You best to park that ass down or depart. These parts of me. Once you start something, you don't want it. Ice water spark up. What's my part on the cut? You play that like the undercut cut. And that's just part of why you suck. The people participate. We rock for 18 and over. Cause all these girls want. What's over, I think quick. When drunk, I talk slick. But she ain't here to talk. I'll say that for you when she gets homesick. So up and away. On that broomstick. Supreme for your boombox, bitch. On boom bap and beat hits. The tricks get treated right, and the truth is not polite. So everything is the way it should be. Aight?
Shut up your mouth.
Test where you must be out your goddamn mind.
Motherfucker, what? Shut up your mouth.
Test where you must be out your goddamn
I do not holler mines for dollar signs, kick these lines for peace signs. Kids gather round from near and far to hear this sweet rhyme. The rap ambassador, kicking down Massador. Take out your ass if you're poor or got cash galore. You ask for more shit, I provide furthermore.
You must be out your goddamn
And
mind.
ladies, crowd the stage when we get the show on. It don't get no better than this with your clothes on. Cause my Viagra balls bust Niagara Falls type sperm. It might burn, but don't try and fight germs because it's my turn. Conquering the whole globe, promo, uncontrollable like homegrown. Crossing the sea like Lindbergh, growling like Ginsburg, writing poetry like Strindberg. Promo is that Eurocrat, spitting anti-bureaucrat propaganda over breaks that make DJ Eurogas. Why you write horse shit? Don't write no more shit. It's like they say if it don't fit, don't force it. You won the battle for my lawyer. We can settle it in court or we can settle it like warriors. Finna be your own ass fault when you hit the asphalt. Go against the pastor, battling for your cash car, your fast car. This is last call. Get out the game now or get hit like a fastball.
Have you seen Gone
The
into the Galaxy?
stadium, that's a home run. Holmes, run home and get a crack premium.
Shut up your mouth.
Test where you must be out your goddamn mind.
Motherfucker, what? Shut up your mouth.
Test where you must be out your goddamn mind.
Come out. Yo, shut up your mouth.
Test where you must be out your goddamn mind.
Motherfucker, what? Shut up your mouth.
If them say no, if them say yes, we no business, we couldn't care less. And with them arrow bullshit, them try to impress. We just end them and we lay them to rest. If them say no, and if them say yes, we no business, we couldn't care less. And with them arrow bullshit, them try to impress. We just end them and we lay them to rest. Them come to run and try to scare us, but we never fret. Them can't get we nervous. We no give a damn if the pussy them hate us. We have gutless and we born with a purpose. Try to nigga Babylon, we never get lost.
Okay,
No
just bring
matter God, we will watch over
28.
us. To the future, present and the past. We are not His Majesty, the first and the last. Motherfucker, what?
Shut up your mouth.
Test where you must be out your goddamn mind.
Motherfucker, what?
Shut up your mouth.
Test where you must be out your goddamn mind.
Cosmic burn holes in microphones like gas stoves. And blow the spot as lit matches front of your asshole. Laugh at those who's missing the point. Yo, listen, lube troop rockers, fat like bad metabolism. Now here's some realism, the shit's whack. While this wax goes together with turntables like slip mats. You didn't get that, recorded and rewind. These rhymes come powerful like B-boys doing 99s. In 2000 we'll be 100% stronger. Fuck them batteries, live on stage we last longer. You warmongers, don't even think about combat. You won't combat. Yo, I launch raps with more precise hits than heavy artillery. We on the daily versus Goliath killing spree. Ability to be one of the independence finest. We keep rolling, you're stuck like flat tires.
Get on up.
Everybody on the side,
Get into it.
now everybody in the front.
Get involved. Get involved. Get involved.
Everybody in the back,
Get on up.
now everybody on the side.
Get into it.
Everybody in the front.
Welcome back to industry news. After a year of covering the industry, there's still more to cover, so let's get into it. Aperture, mostly known for their Polar 65 keyboard, has collabed with Fancer for their Kisu, a carbon fiber mouse weighing in at 38 grams, featuring a 3395 Nordic MCU and support for 8K polling. With the exotic material, the mouse is available at only $140. Interesting to see alternative materials to magnesium in the industry. Next, we have WL mouse with the Solid X, their magnesium ergo shape. 3950, 8K polling at 47 grams, and is available at $155 with the usual two options between Armor Opticals and TTC Black Dots for switches. Nothing too exciting, but it is a big release. The only interesting thing might be that the LOD, polling rate, and the DPI can all be set with physical buttons on the dongle. But that's it, nothing else to it. After multiple teaser posts from Logitech, they have somehow dropped another dud, the G309. Last month's leak were mostly correct, but to cut them some slack, it's actually 83 grams with the AA battery, and 72 grams with the converter for AAA batteries, and 68 with power play. They have 7-year-old tech using wireless charging, with some genius marketing major calling it super capacitors. The mouse itself obviously sucked, but it's interesting to see how far Logitech as a brand has truly fallen, and we might know where it's coming from. Hanneke Faber, the current CEO of Logitech, recently did a long interview with The Verge, talking about mostly boring CEO business babble, which bore the owner having to read through the entire thing. A couple of things did stand out though. A good amount of AI grift, par for the course for any CEO in 2024. Logitech has actually backed itself with their M750 AI edition, which literally has a button to start a ChatGPT wrapper. Knowing the environmental cost of AI, it's also quite funny to see her talk about sustainability in the same interview. There were also mentions of restructuring the company, with not so subtle jabs as the previous CEO for overcomplicating the company structure, having limited communications between teams and the other brands that the company owns, such as Blue, Astro, Streamlabs, and etc. Lastly, there was also a lot of talk about a forever mouse, which she claims is something that the company wants to go for. A heavier, supposedly beautiful mouse with constant software updates that you might have to pay a subscription for. It's very much just a concept now, but does display the current state of the company. The scene rightfully popped up over this, with big creators like Random Frank P making videos slamming the company. Here's a quote from the article. Imagine it's like your Rolex. You're really going to love that. But Rolex has to employ software engineers to ship me over-the-air updates forever. But the artifact is like your Rolex, and then given that we know the technology that we attach to changes, it's not going to be like your Rolex in that it doesn't have to ever change. Our stuff will have to change, but does the hardware have to change? I'm not so sure. We will have to obviously fix it and figure out what the business model is. We're not at the forever mouse today, but I'm intrigued at the thought. We might have to wait a while for the G703 Superlight. We got information on the upcoming pulsar releases. The X-Lite V4 is seen with their XS1 sensor, the collaboration sensor with Pixart, with future FCC applications indicating the X2H, X2A, and X2V3 are all coming. Most likely still with 1K dongles by default. Now into the quickfire round. White versions of the X-Lite and the X2A ES now available, with the X2H White coming soon. Ninjutsu finally getting 8K out of the door. The last with the M500 Pro is more ergo shaped at 59 grams, with a 3395 and support for 8K polling, with the odd BK3633 MCU, competitively priced at $56. Razer with a full collaboration with Sanrio, featuring their Anki X chair, Kraken V2, their worst keyboard, a Gigantus V2 and an Orochi V2. If there are somehow girls reading this magazine, please DM me. Next Lamsu release seems to be called the Inca, looking somewhat Saturday 13 inspired at a claimed 39 grams, with a 3950 and 8K polling. Pictures of the wireless Saudi FK leaked. Information is limited, but is confirmed to exist. WL mouse seems to have a carbon fiber mouse with no holes coming in at 30 grams in the works. Daryu also has a carbon fiber mouse in the works, at a claimed 35 grams. VXE with the Mad R, featuring a 3950 Nordic MCU, 8K watt and wireless polling at a claimed 36 grams, coming in at only $40 on launch, and $28 for a cheaper version with a 3395 with only 8K wireless supported. A Viper SD clone on AliExpress from an OEM called Winstar, 3395, Nordic MCU, 4K polling, but no mention of weight. Of course, you can't actually buy these individually with a 500 MOQ. People were excited until the company decided to change the design into a very obvious GPX clone. Unsure if they will change their mind. And now, onto mousepads. Faxi with the PEL and PEXL. Slightly bigger pads coming in at 500 by 510 and 520 by 560mm respectively, giving more space for vertical movements. Other than that, both pads also feature a different base than the PA. Cool to see a company responding to feedback and making taller pads. X-ray pad with the heavy B mousepad, featuring a control and speed version, both using an interesting honeycomb pattern combined with their proprietary polyurethane base. After a year of industry coverage, you know how we feel about anime pads. So here's the Wraith Esports Cosmic Glass V2 Evo Edition. Wow, that's a real name. Next, we have Ghost Glide with perhaps the poniest pad of the year. Lastly, Pulsar with a teaser for the Super Glide V2, featuring a much thinner pad. Now on the keyboards, and there's a lot. The biggest news of the month is Razer coming out with SnapTap, which is quite literally hardware nose. Whereas Wooting's Rappy Snappy work by only actuating the key that's held further down, Razer's implementation only actuates the last press key, meaning that overlap between the two keys are impossible. This means that you can counter-strafe much faster in games like CS2, removing some of the skill from the game, which has led to some asking if the keyboard should be banned. However, ESL admins have come out and confirmed the keyboards are legal. This has led to fierce discussion in the Counter-Strike scene, where people discuss whether or not no scripts themselves should be unbanned so that the game does not become pay to win. Faceit has unbanned the scripts, but no scripts remain banned in ESEA and in the ESL Pro Tour, although Faceit do state that they remain open to further changes. Faced with the technological gap Wooting suddenly faced, they have a poll to see if they should add SnapTap, which they call SOCD, to their keyboards. The results of the poll is perhaps not surprising, and Wooting followed through by adding SOCD to the keyboards within days. And keep in mind, this is only a few days after they released Rappy Snappy to the public. Next, we have Ajax with the AKP846. And you're seeing it right, there is a 10-inch touchscreen on the keyboard, no Hall effect, and not much else going for it, but you can get it for $200 if you want another screen. Remember the centerpiece from Finalmouse, the transparent Hall effect keyboard? Our representative has come out and claimed the board has been completely redesigned, no longer using Hall effect switches and using a new mechanism with several patterns filed. How big of a grain of salt you want to take this is up to you. Speaking of insane keyboards, we have Asus with the Asoft Extreme, which is probably the most stacked keyboard we've ever seen. A carbon fiber plate, 3 whole layers of dampening, an insane adjustable gasket mount that lets you have a firmer key feel with a switch on the back, full alloy frame with an OLED touchscreen, wireless, cost $500, and no Hall effect. Interesting as this means, this is competing directly with the top of the line customs, and many of which can be had at lower prices. In more normal news, here's a few pics from Pulsar of their own keyboard. Fujian somehow links up with Elden Ring for some collab keyboards. Ponage throws their head into the Hall effect game with the Assembly 65, a $200 65% with an insanely thick aluminum case. And that's all the news for July 2024. Hi, welcome back to the Record Books. With the newly released Voltaic aimmag Season 3 benchmarks, there has been a lot of movement. Unsurprisingly, Maddie has been ripping up these scenes. First with a 4231 on VT third track Advanced. Next, a 3450 on VT Smooth Switch Advanced. A 3525 on VT Poke Switch. A 1335 on VT Angle Shot Advanced. A 3500 on VT Tempo Switch. And then, you know what? He's gotten so many records on the S3 benches that we don't have the time to cover them all. So here are the other records that he got. And as if it's not enough, he also hit a 1310 on VT bounce shot advanced, beating his own record and widening the gap between first and second to a staggering 12 hits. And finally, for real this time, a 137 on Fox TS aim. Other players are missing out on the S3 action as well, with Illuminati hitting a 39-31 on VT's shift track advanced. Lewis with a 31-22 on VT leap switch advanced. Back to Kovacs, we have Clover with a 61-62 on Smoothbot Invisible Golden, the first to pass 6k and a record by almost 300 points. AOD with a small record on VT Plaza Advanced, a 40-36.9. And lastly, he also set a 21-75 on LDDH Fixed, edging out Medi by 21 points. And that's all the records for July 2024. Links to all files are in the description, check them out. And thank you for supporting aimmag for the last year.